A blessed day, dear friends, and welcome to our podcast. I am James. Today we're going to talk some more about prayer. And one of the many hesitations of some people about prayer is that at some point they don't know what to say or how to really formulate the words that they want to say to God. And I would like to say to them, to those people, that you don't have to worry about it so much. As beginners, we are given tips and advice on how we can pray, how we should start with adoration and saying sorry for the things that we have committed, the sins that we have committed, and then finally requesting the things that we need from God. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, God would really appreciate if we we took the time to organize our thoughts and say those things in that order, in that manner. I would like to share with you the deeper meaning of prayer, or the simpler, should I say, simpler meaning of prayer, the essential things that we should consider when we pray is that it's centered in love. It's centered in relationships, in our relationship with God. And so being formal in terms of words or analyzing too much of on what we're going to say, what we shouldn't say, it complicates things. And God is simple. He's just love. And before we even formulate our words, before our thoughts even leave our mind and be transformed into communicable words, God already knows it. And so He knows what's in our hearts. And I was really touched and at the same time encouraged by the definition of Saint Teresa of Avila on prayer, when she said that when we pray, what's important is that to not to think much but to love much, not to think much but to love much. And so we are not required to really analyze what we're going to say, what words are we going to choose. God understands. God knows. He just wants to be with us. He just wants us to be silent for that particular moment and listen more than talk. Our idea of communication as human beings, it's unimaginable to not speak when you are talking to someone. And if we see prayer that way, as simply talking to someone, it loses that depth. It loses that beauty, that simplicity. It becomes coded, it becomes complicated, it becomes I don't know how to describe it, but it's anything but simple. And I guess it's God's invitation for us to go back to that simplicity, that childlike simplicity, and just be with Him. Savor that moment that you are with Him. Listen. In the depths of your heart, listen to what He says. His language too is silence. And so His message is of silence. Something of silence, something plain and unchanging. And that is His love for us. More than words, let us consider silence and listen. Thank you for listening. This podcast is a personal initiative of mine in my desire to bring God wherever His people are. I believe that the more we talk about God, the more we bring Him into our consciousness, the more we are reminded that He is real and He is ever close to each one of us. My prayer is that you discover Him personally by yourself and see that what He wants is nothing but happiness for you. God bless us all.